as in I'm on a streak, I guess, of just, consistent lives every day. And it's intentional. The algorithm is unforgiving. Like when you catch the algorithm, basically when I'm in mid-season form and I'm posting every day and I'm on here every day, or I'm on here most days, the algorithm does me favors of sending me people that randoms and people that are not my regulars. But um, when you stop posting every day and now you're posting once a week or twice a week or once or twice every other week, now YouTube is not going to the lengths of notifying people when you get online. So I'm trying to start a little bit early. I mean, I know the season is starting in a few days, but I'm trying to start just a little bit. Why is this? I'm trying to start just a little bit early. Hi, Charicity, and hi, Marshall. I'm trying to start just a little bit early. I lost my train of thought. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to start a little bit early this year so that when the actual season starts, I'll already have a little bit of a head start in, algorithmies. That's what I'm going to call it. Algorithmies. Where the algorithm is going to assist me with getting the people that I need. Okay, so what's happening this evening? You might see a placeholder for a 7:30 p.m. first look at some of the house guests. So I'll tell you what happened. CBS put a commercial out. I find it strange for this to be an accident. I don't know if I become a conspiracy theorist or something, but I do really find it strange to call it an accident that a huge company like CBS / Paramount Plus could accidentally leak the first 5 house guests. But somehow that happened last week. There was a commercial that aired that they said was like really quickly taken down. See, I already got 13 people. That's what's up. Hit the like button, please. So yeah, they quickly took the commercial down, but it had 5 people that are like, I'm gonna be in the Big Brother house. I'm gonna be in the Big Brother house. I saw the commercial because people, of course, captured it and put it on Twitter and YouTube, Reddit, and different places, and I saw it somewhere. I think I saw it on Facebook, as a matter of fact, in a Facebook group. So we now have like the first 5. I think I saw something about even 6 house guests. So what I am going to do today is that later on tonight, I am going to actually go through those profiles. And then I'm going to go through their Instagram profiles because their actual videos are not up yet. But just for something fun to do, I'm going to gather their pictures and if there's any videos about them or anything, put them on the screen, and I'm going to give you guys my analysis just based on that of what type of players that I think they're going to be, how far I think they're going to go in the game. It's just going to be a fun thing. And then hopefully, I think tomorrow is a full cast release. If I've heard either tomorrow or Tuesday, but based on whether it's tomorrow or Tuesday, I do want to go through cast predictions and stuff. But just to let y'all know, I cannot show the cast videos. We've learned that from last year when CBS creates the videos and puts them up on YouTube. You can't actually use those videos on your YouTube because then the video will get you a copyright strike. So I believe I can show their picture at least and just talk about what they've said, and then we go from there. The Big Brother season is almost upon us. I'm excited about that. H-Town, how you doing? Yes, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, hit the notification bell. It's crazy how people capture. I know, how in the world did they even capture it? I don't know how many, I don't know if it aired more than once, but if it aired once, maybe somebody was watching a Paramount Plus show or something, or a CBS show, and they had it on DVR. That's probably it. Someone probably had it on their DVR, and then it's like, oh shoot, look at this Big Brother commercial, and then they just put it online. The masses got a hand of it, got a hold of it, and just reposted the hell out of it. The party that Leah is gonna be at, what are we today? July 6th, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I gotta double check, but I believe it's gonna be on Thursday. What is the first day of the Big Brother season this year? Is it Thursday or is it Friday? Funny, like, I haven't even looked at that ticket since I bought it, but when I get off here, I'm gonna look at my ticket. But Leah's on the flyer, so she's gonna be there. I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised that Brian has not hit me up for that, but maybe I'll hit him up. I'll shoot him a message after I get off this live. That's what I'm gonna do. Shoot him a message and tell him I'm gonna be at the party. Tell him Leah's gonna be at the party. Because number one, it's something that he would be happy about. Number two, it's good content. Hi Cass. I want to know the secret house guest. I'm hoping and praying that secret house guest is not Angela. They've been putting throwback clips on the Big Brother Instagram page and stuff, and some people have made theories about who it could be. And I would much prefer it to be like an older house guest that's coming back. I would really prefer that to it being like somebody from a recent season, or especially Angela. Come on now. We already got enough of Angela. Hi Vicky. I try to remind the commercials all the time. Rachel Riley, they said. I would love for it to be Rachel, but it could be Rachel. I don't know. I kind of think no, but I think they're just teasing us because they know fan speculation. Because I heard Janelle, and I'm like, I highly doubt it's going to be Janelle. She's already been on there so many times. The mystery has us talking. It's funny because I hate ambiguity and guessing. But what can you do? What can I do? I just have to sit here and wait like anyone else because I don't have inside information. You don't need her calling someone big eyes or crazy lips. I know, right? I didn't see Rachel when the season was live, when her seasons were live. But I keep forgetting the name of that dude that like read her for filth that one time outside. When they were outside by the pool. That is an all-time classic to me. one, it never would have happened in 2025, but for the era that it happened in, that is so classic. What was his name? Somebody cast. Remind me of that guy's name that she was picking on for being gay. Once you tell me his name, I'm gonna remember it. But bad with names. Everybody knows that by now. Mark and remembering names is not good. That's why I like the fact that on YouTube, your names pop up when you talk. So I don't have to. Reagan, thank you. Reagan. Cast remembers everything except for there will be the occasional time where there's something that I'm like, for sure, Cass of all people is going to remember this because she remembers the most random tiny details, and then she will not remember the one thing that I expected her to remember. I remember when I was watching that, I was like, nobody has ever shut up. Well, unless you guys know of another time when someone did, but at least from the different clips that I've seen, I have never seen anyone shut up. That was pretty crazy. You are an evil witch. I'm gonna watch that when I get off of here. I've watched that clip at least 100 times. And I really want to go back and watch that season. That's one of the few seasons. I think there's like 5 seasons, maybe 6 seasons out of the 26 that I have not watched fully. Hers is one of them. But based on the people that I saw so far on that list, to be honest with you, um, they all give recruit. I don't know if that's true or not, but just looking at their Instagram profiles and the information about them, it's all giving recruit just from their professions and stuff. But I mean, I told you, Hannah made a compelling, interesting argument to me one time. Somebody said Paul, yeah. You know, Ed actually came up with some theory about Paul being the surprise. Um, and I was like, I would love if that's true. I would love if that's true. I don't know, but I loved Paul, man. It's funny, I didn't like Paul the first season that he was on, which was what season was it? 18? Yeah. Paul was his first season was 18, yeah. So I hated him on that season. But then when he came back from 19, he's masterful. One moment. Yeah, so like the first season, when the guy was like, friendship, friendship, friendship. Him and Paulie actually used to drive me crazy in that season. Paulie and Paul. Which, funny enough, Paul and Paul are like good friends now. Y'all saw when I was at that last challenge event. Paulie actually brought out Paul as the surprise special guest. Paul got a huge reaction from the fans at that event. It's the second time I've seen Paul, as a matter of fact. Paul was at last year's Big Brother premiere party, and when he walked into the room, everyone went crazy. Like, no offense to Paulie, like people like Paulie when he comes to these things, but he's never garnered anything close to that type of reaction as what Paul gets. The two times I've seen him, like, imagine a room full of primarily challenge fans, and people were just like screaming and crying when Paul got in there. Let me see. This is gonna be fun. Yes, it is. It is gonna be fun. I just hope it's someone that deserved to win. Okay, so the point that I was making before I turned the camera off is that Hannah convinced me that it's still possible to have a good season with mostly recruits, because the cookout season was actually majority recruits, and I don't know if anyone realizes that. Alyssa was a super fan. Frenchie was a super fan. Hannah was not a super fan. Like, Hannah was labeled as a super fan, but the thing with Hannah is that she told me that she binged all 22 prior seasons in the 3 months leading up to her getting on the show. 22 seasons. It's not just a feat to actually watch 22 seasons. That in itself is impressive, to watch 22 seasons in 3 months. But to watch 22 seasons and memorize them to the point of how all the house guests consider you a super fan. Yeah, I wish I had that kind of memory for one day in my life. Because the things I would do with it. Wow. Paulie isn't as dynamic as Paul. That's true. And as much as I kind of rode for Paulie during his season, he was so disrespectful to women. Like, that's, man, the way that he was talking to Davon, terrible. Terrible. Did not like it. Why? What's going on in the comments? I don't think there's a lot. Hold on. Where does Georgia Floyd... Oh, another Juice WRLD comment. Tricity, I was thinking of Paul too. He did get robbed. You know what? Josh was the one person who could be in a final two with him in his second season that he could... that he would lose against, I think. They didn't like him and they didn't like Josh, but they liked Josh slightly more than they liked him. Hence, winning by 1 vote. I didn't miss that much. I want to see Harley do well on the challenge. He won't. In his annoying era. That's what I'm saying. The calm version of Polly has not been competing as good. like the wound up, aggressive version of him that wanted to fight with everybody. He was good until he made the final. But this version of him is like really tame. Yeah, I didn't miss much. I mean, I haven't seen Paulie really perform like that. When Paulie was in his good era on the challenge, it wasn't because he was missing a whole bunch of, I mean, it wasn't because he was winning a whole bunch of eliminations or anything like that. It was like his team was winning dailies and he was politicking well enough to keep himself out of eliminations. It wasn't like he was a Wes Bergman, which I'm trying to, my schedule, the way my schedule is lining up is so crazy. Because come September, October, I'm either going to be doing a lot of challenge and fitness related things at the same time, or I'm going to be doing none of that. All depending on how everything lines up. But I'm hoping it's the former rather than the latter, and that I'm going to be doing a ton of things. Like, I'm hoping that my September, October schedule is going to make up for all these things I've had to hold out on for the rest of the year. It seemed like you were so far, but it wasn't much. Yeah, his personality is better now than it was before. I was really hoping to go to Challenge Mania in Boston in September and to see Kara again. But sorry about that. But the tickets are sold out. Oh my god. They sold those tickets out so fast. She still has tickets available for her Chicago event. But the Boston one, which I could drive to, is unavailable. So that sucks. I was penciling that in, but what can you do? I don't have the money to just choose that I'm just gonna go somewhere. Like if I say I want to go to Chicago event, I gotta put aside money for a little bit. I gotta figure out a flight, a hotel. So like just the event alone is gonna be at least $150. Then my flight probably at least like 300 round trip, and then the hotel could be at least maybe 100, 120 a night. And now we're already talking about over $500. Then, what am I going to eat? What about the gas in the car? What about anything that I want to do outside of that one event? You know, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Once upon a time, I always liked Kara. The funny thing is, even in Kara's villain era, there was never a time that I didn't like her. Paulie, that's different. But Kara, I always liked Kara. Even during the time when she wasn't being so nice, I was like, she's going through something. She's got to be. Because I remember her when she first started on the show, and she wasn't acting this way. And then she confirmed it to me in the interview that I had with her. And when I spoke to her off camera. I hated Jordan and Tori. Oh my god. It's the exact opposite. Now I really like Jordan and Tori, but when they first came on the scene, Could not stand them. Could not stand them. I still don't. I still like Tori, but prefer her without the Vacation Alliance. I can't stand the Vacation Alliance. Individually, I like some of them, but Evan's another one. I told him this when I met him too. I was like, man, I could not stand you when you first got on the challenge. And I was like, now I think you're hilarious. And he's like, sounds about right. He's like, that sounds about right. I'm thinking I might stick to my 7:30 time, to be honest, because I have a couple of things to do today. And I think I just want to give myself the time instead of just rushing to do a live. So I think I might stick to my 7:30 time. How long that live is going to be, it might be a short one, who knows. But it'll be a fun one, even if it's short. So I'm going to be meeting Chelsea, Cam, MJ. I think Joseph is coming. Wait, was Joseph on that season? Yes, he was. Some people are just kind of forgettable to me. And believe it or not, as interesting as Joseph was on the season, I don't know what he's doing now. If they told me that, hey, Joseph's about to be in an event around the corner from you, I'd be like, Joseph and who else? Joseph and somebody else? Because Joseph by himself does not move me like that. I hated their storyline. Ride or dies. Ride or dies. What was their storyline in Ride or Dies? Who was their Ride or Die? I can't even remember. Oh, Jordan's Ride or Die. What's up, man? Jordan's Ride or Die was Anissa. And Anissa was actually, obviously, a last minute replacement. I mean, I think she might have been on the show schedule and everything, but she was not scheduled to be Jordan's partner. I think Jordan was supposed to be partners with Naya, I think. I think Anissa was supposed to be partners with somebody else. They ended up together by default. Tori's partner, I forgot. Who was Tori's partner? I can't remember who Tori's partner was. Oh, but I remember in Ride or Dies, they were messing around with each other. I think that was that season, right? Where it's like, oh, it's my biggest nightmare to be sharing this house with my ex. And then they started messing around. And then Jordan... Shoot. Who was it that Jordan got with that season? There was somebody else that Jordan got with. I forgot. Refresh my memory. I can't remember who the other person that Jordan was in this love triangle with. Oh, Nerese. It's so random and short-lived that I couldn't even remember that. That was the most random. That's the other thing that I didn't like. Jordan, as far as like men are concerned in that house, Jordan is more than anyone. back and look at any season in Jordan's line. And even well, I can't wait till this hot, muggy weather is over and stuff. No sound. Hmm. Ha. I couldn't live in Arizona. I'm struggling as it is right here in New York. My arbitrator. I'm struggling as is right here in New York City, United States. I'm struggling as it is. And I'm not even in an area that is hot like that. Like, I'm struggling with a muggy, it's like a muggy 83 degrees today here in NYC. And that is making things difficult for me. Thinking to myself, like, I really came to my house specifically to grab something. Then, when I got here, totally forgot. Yeah, and I learned, like, when I was in Mexico, when I took that cruise like 6 years ago, and people were like, oh no, trust me, like, this type of heat is different than that type of heat. And I'm like, thinking to myself, heat is heat. I'm like, heat is heat. And then when I got to Mexico and I was on the beach, I'm like, this heat is actually not that bad. Yeah, this heat is actually not that bad. But this New York heat, which is, I think, the temperatures are aided by um, pollution and stuff. I can't take it. I'm really here just walking around and hoping that if I look around long enough, I'm going to magically remember what I was looking for. But I think one more swoop through, and I just have to admit that it's just not about to take place. Ooh, one thing I want to find is my basketball, which should be in here somewhere. Smog. Hi, D-Well. It's hella muggy in the Midwest. Yeah, I've been there. I mean, I lived in the Midwest for, what, 4 years? Not your part of the Midwest, thankfully, but close enough. It was driving distance. I was within driving distance of Wisconsin. When I moved to MI, I thought the temps were no issue, but humidity is the devil. When I lived in Michigan, the weather was cloudy and cold like 75% of the year. So even a muggy warm I loved because it was just like, why is it so cold and so much snow here all the time? And you would think that somebody coming from Canada, you're like, what are you talking about? But honestly, in Canada, the cold part, yes, I get it here. It's really cold in Canada. But the snow that I experienced in Michigan was like the snow piles on the sidewalk, were like way over my head. And I've never been so much snow in my life as when I was in Michigan. If you got a car, good luck. I did not have a car, and thankfully I did not have a car. I remember some morning someone was like, "Hey, you want me to drop you in class?" And they really meant, "Look, can you please help me with the shoveling to get the car out of the parking lot? Otherwise, I'm not going to make it to class on time." So as a reward for assisting me get the car out, you can both get a ride to class. Um, Meadows in Michigan. This is not even all Meadows. Like before I stopped staying in the North Bay, there's got to be at least like 4 Meadows in and I'll just have random moments um, ooh, I just asked somebody to get me one of these, and she had me way too far. I'm finding everything, but what I'm looking for ain't that something. You know what's funny about medals and trophies? What is this? International camp something. Is this mine? Yeah, anyways, you know what's funny about medals and trophies? Shoot, man. My dad used to go to Salvation Army. Let me see if I can find one. No, they probably got rid of them by now. Well, I can't find any. Maybe they did not take them with them, but my dad used to go to Salvation Army and purchase like random trophies that people would give to Salvation Army. And then we had all these trophies sitting around our house that ain't none of us earned those trophies, but nobody knew. It would be like first place athletic competition, first place in this, first place in this kind of competition. And I always used to like wonder why we would buy trophies that are not our trophies and then just put them up in the kitchen and the living room and stuff. Now it's funny, like I actually have a whole bunch of actual trophies and medals and stuff that I have earned myself, and I don't display them anywhere. Like this thing has been sitting on the floor. It's been just sitting on the floor for months, and I don't show anybody or tell anybody about it. I'm just like, oh, another medal. If that was his medal, it would be displayed. It would be on display everywhere. As soon as somebody walks in the house, oh, hey, you want to see my medal collection? This is for this is for that. I have some similarities to him, but in other ways, we're super different in some other ways. Super different in other ways. Well, I don't believe that I'm going to find what I'm looking for today. I'm probably going to remember at a later time. Probably as soon as I get out of the house, I'm going to be like, oh, that was the thing that I needed. So you're going to get in a slightly extended live just because I stopped home to get something that I don't remember what I was supposed to get. And because of that, I'm on here longer than I was intending to be. And that's okay. Fall is my favorite time of year also, and my birthday also. Yep, the leaves fall off the tree. Reminds them of like death. I was like, that is not how I feel about fall at all. You know what? People dying and leaves falling off the trees is reality. You know, like I don't like people who are not grounded in reality. What I mean by that is, I know this person as an example, right? Who, if I'm talking about something that I don't like, or something that has upset me or something, this bothered me at work or this bothered me at home, right? Yeah, if I say that, they're like, you gotta speak affirmations into the air. You gotta be positive, and you gotta, like, you're creating all these scenarios in your head, and that's how things manifest, like, if you give negative words, negative energy, blah, blah, blah. I believe in some of the stuff, right? But I also believe there's a place to be positive. There's a place to be, to give positive energy and to give affirmations and stuff like that. But there's also a space for you to to be real with, your emotions and how you're actually feeling, and not try to just like drown out your emotions with just positive talk. And that's just me. I feel like it's okay to say this upset me, this thing hurt me, this thing bothered me. It's not about whether you express that or not. It's about whether you sit in it. If you express it and then you sit in those emotions, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. But if you express it, you maybe give yourself some hours or a day or a couple of days even, and then you get out of that and you're like, okay, now it's time to think of something productive and positive. How can I resolve this problem? Or at the very least, like, figure it out the best I can. Probably display that. I never thought of it that way. What about all the changing leaves and renewing of your mind? I guess you can always, yeah, you can. You can put a positive perspective to everything. You can put a negative perspective to everything. That's reality. But ignoring feelings is a big thing that I don't do, because that's what I was taught to do all my life. Ignore whatever you're feeling and just keep going. The keep going part I can respect, but the pretend you're not feeling it part does not do you any favors. I believe that's what leads to things like depression, to be honest with you. I agree. I tell people all the time, don't put roses on ish. Just call it what it is. That's not negative, it's reality. I'm back. Chocolate. Now you've been here 3 days, 4 days in a row, so now you officially have to get everyone else's greeting, which is, hi Chocolate, how are you today? I hope that you will be on time starting on, Thursday? Nobody has still answered me on whether we're starting Thursday or Friday or Wednesday. I don't know, I can't keep track of my days. Yes, toxic positivity. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Like if I come to somebody and I say, oh man, I just ran over a nail and my tire popped. I had to call AAA and they had to tow my car, and then I had to get a new tire. Then I had to pay for an alignment and a rotation. Well, you know what? Thank goodness that you have a car, and thank goodness that you were able to somehow come up with the funds that you needed to fix the tire, to change the tire. Because there's people out there who don't even have a car, and they have to walk everywhere. Okay, that's all fine and good. But that doesn't change the fact that I was driving somewhere. Then unexpectedly, I ran over a nail. It inconvenienced me for like 3-4 hours and took $200-$300 out of my pocket that I wasn't prepared to spend. So let's just acknowledge that. Then maybe you can give me that story sometime later when I feel better. Timing and context, and read the room. Read the room. How about you read the room? That's a famous popular saying these days. Like, read the room. On the court. On the court, what does that mean? On the court? On a basketball court? Tennis court? I don't know what that means. But anyways, enjoy whatever that means. Oh, I missed the pickleball part. Okay. Okay, enjoy the pickleball. It's about recognizing and acknowledging, and then it allows you to confront it. Exactly. Sometimes things just suck. Exactly. Exactly. I'm actually gonna take that. What is it? Don't sugarcoat ish. Don't put sugar on ish. I knew someone who was like that, just awful. Or someone tells you how you're supposed to feel about something that they aren't experiencing. That's another one of my pet peeves. You are not experiencing it personally, so how can you tell me how I'm supposed to feel about it? Or how I'm supposed to handle it? Nor do you need to compare. Someone else's situation could have been worse. Yeah. That sucks for them too, but mine sucks for me. Exactly. I hate story toppers. Not every story has to be about you. When I told them to just let people be and stop telling them to just be positive because it wasn't helpful, they claimed I was enabling negativity. What time are we? I hope that I get to my destination before 3 o'clock. That's my hope. Because that'll give me like 2 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours to decompress. Then I can probably get together what I need to for my live. But if worse comes to worse, I may push my live back a little bit. But I'll definitely do the live. You guys can count on me. When I actually say that I am definitely going to do a live, that's a commitment. When I say I'll try to get on, that's not a commitment. Thank you, all military and ish. I try not to curse on my lives, because if you saw the way that the rules have expanded on YouTube. I tell people all the time that's not reality. It's the same thing when clients at my job come to me with like really complicated problems. Things that I know that I can't just tell them some quick fix, or things that I know that to give them like sense solutions. So I'm just like, I will give you these following common sense solutions with the assumption that you have probably or tried these things before, but just because you and I have not spoken about this problem before, I'm giving you these anyways. But the reality is, it sucks. Like, I understand that what you're going through is tough, and it's a hard experience that not everybody has to go through, and I'm giving you the space to like vent. And my clients really appreciate me for that. I mean, there's always like one or two people that doesn't really resonate with, but 98% they like my approach. Yeah, why shove everything under the rug? Yep. Turn that frown upside down. Everything is going to be okay. crown upside down. My bro was just in town and said, tell me what's going on good in your life. I thought that was an interesting question. Luckily he has a sis that loves to help. Did I miss anything else? I think I got everything. Oh, I missed the arbitrators comment. I'm sorry. I suppose New York doesn't get as hot though, so you aren't used to it though. Trushy said collab. Yeah, I think I caught everything. So who's number 1, 2, and 3? Let me take a look. Looks like they have Cass as number 1. They have Cowboy Caps, aka Marshall, as number 2. And they have Chocolate as number 3. Interesting. I explained to him that it's a terrible way to ask him a question. Because I asked him, do you only care about what's good? That's so true. Everybody has good and bad things that go on in their lives. What about the rest of the stuff? Alright. I've got a lot of bad. Sky full of lighters. Sky full of lighters. Passing by IHOP. I used to like to get the harvest grain short stack pancakes. I also like the good T-bone steak. You have to keep the bad to yourself though. The sun is shining and the air is nice, and you're alive, and you're living and breathing. So you should never feel upset or unhappy about anything. Nah. That's what caused me to have my anxiety disorder in the first place. Not having outlets to express myself. In my opinion. In my humble opinion. He likes to focus on the good. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Focusing on the good and ignoring the bad is not healthy. Oh, I said that while this is understandable, it's not healthy. Same thing I was saying. For connection when you're only interested in hearing what's good. Yeah, like what's the good word? Give me the good news. No, how about just give me the news? Give me the word. It doesn't have to be good. Tell me something good. Tell me that you like it. Urgent care. people look like they have pickleball rackets. Pickleball has become a phenomenon in this world. Okay, I got another 10, maybe 15 minutes on me. Yep. So if you got anything that you want to drop in, put it in there now. I'm hungry. He said, those toxic positivity people really love throwing around therapy too, but what they do is far from what any good professional would do. You'd be surprised though at how many professionals do the same thing, to be honest with you. I had therapists that were giving me those kind of therapy sessions, and I'm like, this is terrible. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't know who Joda is. Again, to give him a new perspective though, he didn't think about, well, that's good. He's being positive. After I explained to him how it comes across, especially to people who are going through things. Well, that's good that he heard what you said, and it made him think about stating things differently. What if there isn't good news? Right. Right, exactly. It's super important to realize you're bad. I mean, that was the whole thing that got me into this dark hole where I had terrible agoraphobia and panic disorder. It was all because I was not willing to verbally address and express my feelings. And the closest people around me, they had good hearts, but they thought they were protecting me from self, but they were hurting me. Honestly, I've been working in the field for 11 years now, and in addition to seeing probably 10 plus different therapists, and let's just say I've had 15 therapists. I'm making that number up, but it's more than 10. Let's say I've had 15. I would say like 3 of the 15 were not like that with the toxic positivity. No exaggeration. No exaggeration. Okay, y'all. Thanks for joining me. Like I said, I promise that I will be back. I will be back. I can't guarantee you that it's going to be 7:30, but for sure my aim is going to be 7:30 Eastern. The only thing therapy teaches you, I shouldn't say the only thing, but let's say you become a licensed clinical social worker, right? You learn about the diagnosis code book, the DSM-5 or the DSM-10, where you diagnose people with whatever they're getting diagnosed with. You learn about different types of therapies, like cognitive behavioral therapy, like you learn about some of the major types of therapy. You learn about personality traits and stuff, but the point that I'm trying to make is that getting yourself a clinical degree does not actually make you a good therapist. It makes you qualified and knowledgeable in your practice. I'm getting annoyed because I'm trying to figure out how to put this thing up. It makes you qualified and knowledgeable in your practice, but it doesn't make you a good therapist. Okay. I gotta save that one. I gotta screen capture. I can't throw glitter on my problems to make them pretty. I always get one per day that makes me laugh. That was my one for today. Can't throw glitter on my problems and make them pretty. I'm gonna use that. It's very hard to find a good therapist. I have that a lot. I'm pretty open now and makes lots of people uncomfortable. I am too. The former friend I had definitely was a privileged individual who did not like hearing about other struggles because it made them uncomfortable. Yeah, I know people like that. Unfortunately, unfortunately I know people like that. I've got amazing bros. Oh, what was that? There was another saying that reminded me of that. I can't think of it right now, but there was another saying that was like another way of saying that exact thing. But of course, I cannot think of it right now. A guy was chugging a drink. That's funny. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining me. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check back on my channel in the next 4 to 5 hours, and I'll be back giving like a way too early, way too early breakdown, a way too early breakdown of the first 5 Big Brother house guests that we know of. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Like, comment, and subscribe.